Lords of the Fallen 2 has gone through development hell. Understand where this game's at and why it hasn't been released and if it ever will be released. Let's jump into it. So many people, including myself, have been enthusiastic about a sequel. And I use that word quite accurately as well. You know, we're not dying to play it, but, you know, I'm enthusiastic about it anyway. So Lords of the Fallen was a Dark Souls-like game, and it actually went pretty well. Now, Lords of the Fallen 2 was announced in December in 2014, and it had a release schedule for 2017. So roughly 2 to 3 years to get this game out. So to give you a sense of time here, remember how long ago Dark Souls 3 got released? So since then, FromSoft, who are the creators of Dark Souls, have since released Dark Souls 3. They've also brought out an entirely new game as well. Since then, Sekiro. It's really hard to understand why Lords of the Fallen 2, how they haven't produced a game yet by 2020. So in 2015, we found out that developing Lords of the Fallen 2 without Deck 13, and they are the original developers of the first game. Now, Deck 13, they went on to do their own thing, and they ended up creating a game you might have heard of 2 years later called Surge, and since then, a lot of other games following up with this. So, long story short, they ditched the original developers, and they decided to essentially float this franchise, float the IP to all the other gaming studios, and were like, hey, who wants to develop this game? Can you give us a proposal? You know, what are you guys doing? So, quote, we talked to a number of globally respected studios that had shown a strong interest in making the next Lord of the Fallen's game, and we received several solid pitches, end quote. Now, moving on to 2017, they finally found a developer, and it was Defiant Studios from New York. These guys have done a ton of big games, which we'll jump into. So that was in 2017. Now, May last year, as in 2019, we got this really interesting exchange. So Eurogamer actually did this really good piece, and they talk about another hiccup. Essentially, CI Games dropped Defiant Studios literally 2 years after they put them on board. So they've got a statement here as well. So from CI Games, they say, quote, the termination of the agreement was submitted due to inadequate execution of Defiant. The quality of the work was lower than expected by the company, as precisely described in the agreement, despite 3 calls to improve the quality of the stage of work, end quote. So CI Games have come in and they've just destroyed Defiant Studios, who have been apparently working on this game for 2 years on top of whatever was developed beforehand. So obviously Defiant Studios are not happy about this. Defiant Studios, however, does not agree and was less than thrilled by the betrayal. And we've got a quote here from Defiant Games. We categorically disagree with betrayal of Defiant Studios made by CI Games. The team that was working on CI Games' project was comprised of exceedingly talented developers whose work we fully stand behind. Our team knows how to build quality games, as is evident by their key roles in Just Cause 3, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, Far Cry 5, Devil May Cry, and other top-tier projects, end quote. So CI Games has come in, they've hired Defiant Studios, they've dropped Defiant Studios and said, look, the quality's not up to scratch. We've warned you 3 times. Then Defiant Games have gone, look, man, they've just name dropped. They've gone, look at all these awesome games that we've worked on. We stand behind our team. So all of this stuff has been going on behind the scenes. So to catch you guys up on where we stand right now, late last year, 2019, Game Pressure did this awesome report. During a recent investor chat, the CEO of CI Games revealed that the continuation of Lords of the Fallen will certainly not be released in 2020. He further goes on to say, fans of Lords of the Fallen, the well-received Souls-like game, have come to the terms with the fact that the next installment of the series will not appear next year. The exact release date is not yet known, but the studio is planning to gradually increase expenses on the project. So they're still saying we're going to gradually increase funding into Lords of the Fallen 2. And just to go back here again, guys, I mean, this game was announced in December 2014. So, give or take a couple of months, it's been like 5 years for this game to get released. This is what's called development hell. It's extremely frustrating, the process of a game break down like this. Like I mentioned at the start of this video, I'm enthusiastic about playing a sequel, but I don't mind either way. But I'm genuinely upset that a developer would waste this much money and this much time trying to get this game off the ground. Literally 5 years. That money could be used in so many different ways, even paying the current developers a little bit more to make their quality of life better. Things like that you don't think about. But anyway, I wanted to close the chapter of the Lords of the Fallen 2 book for now and fill all of you in who have been following this game or like me are mildly enthusiastic about it. That's what's going on. We do not expect this game to be released anytime soon.